24 years ago, Turkey shocked the football world. They weren't supposed to challenge the giants. They weren't supposed to reach the semifinals, and they certainly weren't supposed to finish third. But they did. Now, a new generation is emerging. A generation with talent, confidence, and, perhaps, the power to make history again. Could Turkey become the biggest surprise of World Cup 2026? Before we talk about the future, we need to remember the miracle. The 2002 World Cup. Turkey entered the tournament with little expectation. Most experts focused on Brazil, Germany, Argentina, Italy, and France. Turkey wasn't part of the conversation, but game by game, they forced the world to pay attention. Led by stars such as Hakan Şükür and Rüştü Reçber, Turkey fought their way to the semifinals. Then came one of the most famous moments in football history. Hakan Şükür scored after just 11 seconds against South Korea, the fastest goal ever scored in World Cup history. Turkey finished third, an achievement that remains one of the greatest stories in football. But football can be brutal. After reaching the top, Turkey slowly disappeared. They missed World Cups, failed to qualify, changed coaches, changed generations. The golden era faded. For years, Turkish football felt trapped. Every qualification campaign ended with disappointment. Fans began asking difficult questions. Was 2002 simply a miracle? Would Turkey ever return? The answer seemed increasing. Then, something changed. A new generation started appearing. Not in Turkey. Across Europe, young Turkish stars were developing in Germany, the Netherlands, Italy, Portugal, England. They grew up in elite academies, faced elite competition, and brought new ideas to the national team. Suddenly, Turkey wasn't relying on memories anymore. They were building a future. Every great generation needs a superstar. Turkey found theirs. Arda Güler. Some players create chances. Some players score goals. Arda does both. His vision, creativity, ball control, and confidence make him one of football's most exciting young stars. At an age when many players are still learning, Arda is already changing games, and Turkish fans believe he could become the country's greatest player ever. But this team is not just Arda Güler. That's what makes them dangerous. Kenan Yıldız brings flair and unpredictability. Hakan Çalhanoğlu provides leadership and world-class passing. Orkun Kökçü adds creativity. Ferdi Kadıoğlu offers versatility. For the first time in years, Turkey possesses depth. Real depth. Not just stars. A complete squad. World Cups are not won by the most talented teams. They're won by teams that peak at the right moment. Turkey has several advantages. They are young, fearless, athletic, and unlike traditional giants, they play without overwhelming pressure. Nobody expects Turkey to win the World Cup. That makes them dangerous, because underdogs often play with freedom, and freedom creates surprises. But let's be honest, Turkey isn't perfect. Defensive consistency remains a concern. Against elite teams, small mistakes become fatal. World Cups punish errors. A single misplaced pass, A missed marking assignment, a moment of hesitation, can end a dream instantly. The challenge for Turkey is not talent, it's maturity. Can this young generation stay calm under pressure? That question may decide everything. If Turkey qualifies and arrives in good form, no major nation will want to face them, not because Turkey is the favorite, but because they are unpredictable. One magical pass from Arda Güler, one moment from Kenan Yıldız, one free kick from Hakan Çalhanoğlu, and everything changes. That is tournament football, and Turkey has players capable of creating those moments. If Turkey qualifies and arrives in good form, no major nation will want to face them, not because Turkey is the favorite, but because they are unpredictable. One magical pass from Arda Güler, one moment from Kenan Yıldız, one free kick from Hakan Çalhanoğlu, and everything changes. That is tournament football, and Turkey has players capable of creating those moments. 24 years ago, Turkey shocked the football world. Today, another opportunity awaits. The names have changed, the faces are different, but the dream remains the same: to make the world believe again, to remind everyone what Turkish football is capable of, and maybe, just maybe, to create another miracle. Because World Cups are built on moments, and Turkey has the talent to create them. The only question is, will 2026 become the year the sleeping giant finally wakes up? Can Turkey repeat their 2002 miracle? Comment below. How far do you think Turkey can go at World Cup 2026? Like if you believe Turkey is the tournament's biggest dark horse. Subscribe for more World Cup 2026 stories and football documentaries.